Okay, dear students, now we are back to our new session, history. So we have completed our first and second lessons, like spread of Christianity and spread of Islam. I have published the question answers too. I hope that you might have completed the copy work and you started to make it by heart. Okay, now we are on third lesson. So let us start. Okay, last day we were discussing about Iltutmish. We know that what is the time period of Iltutmish, that is 1211 to 1036. That is Iltutmish was Qutb Aibak son-in-law. Okay, Iltutmish ascended the throne into 1211. When was Qutbuddin Aibak? He died in 1210, and after 1 year only, who ascended the throne? That is Iltutmish. Iltutmish established the Delhi Sultanate. Who established the Delhi Sultanate? That is Iltutmish. He either crushed his rivals, he didn't crush his enemies and all. What he did, he offered some land and pleased them, and he also suppressed rebellions. And 1221, Iltutmish refused shelter to the ruler of Iran, because the ruler of Iran was an enemy of Mongol chief Chengiz Khan. In that time, Chengiz Khan was a very powerful king, and so he saved India from Mongol attack. Iltutmish organized a group of powerful Turkish nobles called Chalisa. This Chalisa means a group of 40 nobles, powerful Turkish nobles. That is known as Chalisa. And this system was introduced by who? It was Iltutmish. And the 40 to overcome his enemies. Why do he did it this one? Because he want to overcome. This was the way he used to overcome his enemies. He introduced an efficient system for collecting land revenue and reorganized the currency of Sultanate. And a good and efficient system of land revenue, collecting for land revenue, that he organized. And currency system of Sultanate was started by he, and he completed the construction of Qutb Minar. Okay, Qutbuddin Aibak has started, just to begin it, and before completing the work he died. So this work was completed by Iltutmish. He also built a mosque, Badaun, and his own tomb of red sandstone at Delhi. After Iltutmish, his daughter Razia ruled until she was murdered in 1240. After Iltutmish, his daughter Razia ruled until she was murdered. So first who was Qutbuddin Aibak, then comes Iltutmish, then comes his own daughter, who is Razia. She ruled up until she was murdered. That was happened in 1240. Now Ghiyasuddin Balban. Now let us see who is Ghiyasuddin Balban. His time period was 1266 to 1287. After several weak rulers, Ghiyasuddin Balban, a powerful member of Chalisa, we know 1240, Razia was murdered. After 1240 to 1266, there was no efficient and able rulers. At this time, at this weak time, who our powerful king, that is Ghiyasuddin Balban, become a king. One of the thing we have to think, he was a member in Chalisa. a powerful member of Chalisa, became the Sultan in 1266. Balban crushed the Chalisa and introducing strict discipline in his court. He was knowing what is the weak point. He was knowing this Chalisa was not so good custom. So what he did it first itself, he crushed it. Then after that he introduced what it is a good and strict discipline in his court. He introduced the Persian custom. He is laying flat on one's face before the emperor to show respect. Okay, in order to showing the respect to the emperor, what he has to lay flat on one's face. So let us see. Balban restored or reorganized the army and maintained an efficient spy system. This also, he was always a doubtful person, and he was knowing there is some plot to change his or put him down. So what he was doing, he introduced a spy system. It strengthened his rule, and he suppressed a revolt in Bengal and fortified his frontiers to guard against a possible Mongol attack, and he took action against Mongolian attack too. So now let us go to another what it is Khalji dynasty, that is in 1290 to 1320 Khalji dynasty. Slave dynasty, that is almost over. Now comes to another one. The Khalji dynasty was established by Jalaluddin Firoz, that is in 1290. In 1296, Jalaluddin's nephew Alauddin murdered him and proclaimed himself as a sultan. Jalaluddin established the kingdom, but after that his own nephew killed Jalaluddin and he became the next king. And now let us see Alauddin Khalji. In Khalji dynasty's most powerful and able ruler, who is Alauddin Khalji, that is in 1296. Alauddin Khalji was the ablest ruler of Khalji dynasty. Alauddin established a vast empire. He conquered Gujarat, which gave him port, access to its ports. Then so that what happened, he got a control on ports since he conquered Gujarat. So it strengthened his business. Foreign trade through these ports ensured the import of horses for the army. Alauddin also conquered Ranthambore, Marwa, Mewar and Malwa. According to legend, he attacked Chittoor, the capital of Mewar, to capture Padmini, the beautiful queen of Mewar's ruler of Ratan Singh. And these are the so many good or notable actions he had done. Like by using this port, what he did, he strengthened his army and so many vast territories because of his wise movement he got it. Alauddin sent his commander Malik Kafur to bring the rich states of Deccan under his control. He sent his own sincere as well as a trusted soldier who was at Malik Kafur. By 1313, the Yadavas of Devagiri, the Katiyas of Warangal, the Koisala of Dwarang Samudra, and the Pandyas of Madurai had all accepted Alauddin's overlordship. For a brief period, Alauddin ruled almost the whole of India with Malik Kafur as his vice regent. So dear students, have a nice day. Next day we will start from Mongol raids. So take care. Thank you.